Mountains of the mind. Under pressure from the land's embrace, and joined as if like hands in prayer, our earth's mountains point upwards, reach upwards towards the sky. And there, across vast expanses of forgotten time, they come sometimes to grow impossibly tall, dwelling proudly in the heavens, like gods. And the higher these mountains reach up into the sky, the greater the downward drop below of their shadows into valleys and lowlands falling. And these mountains and these valleys, these highlands and these lowlands, feature time's contours and creases which describe our landscape in drawing, tracing, outlining there upon it lines, so many lines, like timelines to human eyes, upon the face not of human history exactly, but of something much greater, such as time's own story. And part blinded by the present's fleeting moment, it may seem to us at times as if we were living again in an age of easy opinions and unthinking judgments, where we encounter but too little in our daily lives of the most basic human kindness and consideration and pity and forgiveness and compassion and humanity. And where sometimes we encounter instead, and too often, much misunderstanding and mistrust and anxiety and fear and frustration and anger and hatred and violence. And as if we were living again in times, that is, of prejudice and intolerance, and disputed identity and persecution and exclusion, and in times, that is, of indignity and ignorance and despondency and despair. Darkness, and in times, that is, of barbed wire and bullets and bombs, and in times, that is, of conflict and terror and tragedy and war. And in times like these same mountains and valleys, symbols at once of unity and division, despair and hope, may promise some protection, some safety, some security, as in a refuge or a simple mountain cave. Secret pockets of warmth and comfort which promise perhaps a home to homeless human hearts and spirits. And these mountains sometimes, often, offer also a point of far-seeing vantage and observation, where distances may begin to seem relative, entirely relative, and where all separation and division may likewise seem suddenly so small and so petty and so inconsequential and so unimportant, and where suddenly the eye may be fixated not on difference, but rather be relaxed and fully opened into the very fullest human vision, and like an open hand and heart of thought. And in this way, our landscapes may offer us sometimes a larger perspective. And sometimes such an enlarged perspective may be of vital importance, as if a matter of human life or human death. And imagining for a moment these mountains of the mind, I find myself wondering who among us can perceive the precise moment that separates human death from human life, or the invisible from the visible. For in observing these mountains of the mind, the passage from night to day may seem but as the dawn's sweet unveiling of her face in beauty, and the passage from day to night but a lover's soft and gentle caress. Sleep easily then, dear friend, and in life's fullest beauty awake as well.